You know what? I'm absolutely sick and tired of hearing the same old garbage. I just read an article published just days ago, on June 9th, by Mariska Kutzer, and it confirms everything we've been screaming about. Oh, South Africa has a progressive Domestic Violence Act. Who cares? As that article makes painfully clear, our women are being slaughtered, and your progressive act is doing precisely nothing. This isn't just a crisis, it's an absolute catastrophe, a bloodbath on our streets, and it's brought to you by the sheer, unadulterated incompetence of those sworn to protect us. Let's get to the rotten core of why this is happening. The article quotes Cornelia van Graan, a criminal law expert, and bless her for speaking truth, hitting the nail on the head. Our police and justice system have been gutted. Not just eroded, not just weakened, but deliberately, systematically destroyed. And who's to blame for this monumental screw-up? Advocate Johan Gorm, another expert quoted in the article, lays it bare. Jackie Celebi, the former police commissioner, neutralized all specialized detective services from murder to robbery. Think about that for a second. We used to have dedicated, highly trained professionals whose sole job was to hunt down and bring to justice the most heinous criminals. They understood the nuances, the patterns, the intricacies of violent crime. They were the front line, the shield between us and the monsters. And some brain-dead, short-sighted bureaucrat decided to get rid of them. What kind of warped logic is that? It's like dismantling the fire department because you think houses won't burn anymore. It's an act of national self-sabotage, a deliberate disarming of our ability to fight crime. And the result, as Van Graan details in the article. A police force described as incompetent, riddled with members facing criminal accusations themselves. This isn't just about lack of resources, it's about a complete breakdown of integrity, a systemic rot that starts from the top and seeps into every level. How can we trust a force that can't even police itself, let alone protect its citizens? And then comes the ultimate insult, also mentioned in the article, the police get additional funding in the budget speech. Oh, how wonderful. But as Van Graan so rightly asks, will the government implement strategies that can effectively curb violent crime and make crimes against women and children a priority, or is the new budget just showboating for the international community that has their eyes on the country due to the G20 summit? You know what my gut tells me? Showboating. It's a PR stunt, a flimsy facade to impress the G20 while our women continue to die. They throw money at a broken system without fixing the fundamental issues that are bleeding us dry. It's a slap in the face to every victim, every family mourning a lost loved one. It's a betrayal of the highest order. The effects of this catastrophic failure on victims are not just potential, they are already happening, and they are soul-crushing. The very article I'm referring to underlines this grim reality. Firstly, there's the abandonment. Imagine being a victim of a violent crime, a robbery, an assault, a sexual attack. You go to the police, desperate for help, for justice. And what do you find? An understaffed, undertrained, and often uncaring force. Your case gets relegated to the bottom of an overflowing pile, investigated by someone who lacks the specialized knowledge to truly pursue it. You become a number, a statistic, a forgotten file in a mountain of failures. This isn't just demoralizing, it's re-victimization by the very system that should be your sanctuary. Then there's the lack of justice. When specialized units are gone, investigations become shoddy. Evidence is missed, leads go cold, and perpetrators walk free. The article mentions the Licona Fos case, highlighting a chilling detail, the alleged killer previously convicted for attempted murder and robbery. This isn't just a slip-up, it's a systemic failure to keep dangerous criminals off our streets. How many more Olorotoman Gales will there be because a previously convicted violent offender was allowed to roam free, thanks to a system that doesn't adequately track, prosecute, or rehabilitate? The message this sends is chilling: crime pays, and victims don't matter. This leads to a profound sense of helplessness and fear among the populace. When you know the police are incompetent, when you see violent criminals getting away with murder, literally, you start to lose faith. You stop reporting crimes because what's the point? You start to feel like you're on your own, living in a constant state of anxiety, watching over your shoulder, terrified that you or someone you love will be next. Women are already being cautioned, as Minister Mchunu did in the article, to be alert when using dating apps. This isn't freedom, this is living in a cage of fear, constantly calculating risks for simply trying to live a normal life. Finally, and most tragically, there's the increase in violence itself. When criminals face little chance of capture or conviction, they become emboldened. They know they can act with impunity. The removal of specialized units, as the experts in this article point out, doesn't just make investigations harder, it sends a clear signal to the criminal underworld: the coast is clear. It's not a question of if this will increase crime, it is increasing crime. As the article from Mariska Kutzer definitively states, the removal of specialized units was the reason for the increase in violent crimes. It's a fundamental principle of deterrence: if the risk of getting caught and punished is low, crime flourishes. Firstly, the lack of deterrence. When dedicated units are disbanded, the expertise to track down specific types of criminals, be it murderers, robbers, or those targeting women online, is lost. Criminals are not stupid, they adapt. They see the weaknesses in the system and exploit them. They know that without specialized units, the chances of a thorough, effective investigation leading to their arrest are significantly lower. This creates a criminal's paradise, an open invitation to commit more crimes with less fear of repercussion. Secondly, the repeat offender epidemic. We are already seeing it with Licona foes, a detail highlighted in the article. When criminals aren't effectively prosecuted and incarcerated, they simply release back into society to prey on more victims. This isn't just a failure to prevent crime, it's an active contribution to the cycle of violence. The lack of specialized units means fewer successful prosecutions, which means more repeat offenders on our streets, leading to a relentless, tragic cycle of violence. Thirdly, the erosion of intelligence gathering. Specialized units don't just investigate, they gather intelligence, build networks of informants, and develop an intricate understanding of criminal organizations and their methodologies. When these units are dismantled, that vital intelligence infrastructure collapses. It's like losing your eyes and ears in the fight against crime. You're left blind, reacting to events rather than proactively preventing them. This makes it impossible to disrupt criminal networks before they strike, leaving us constantly playing catch-up and constantly losing. This is not some abstract academic discussion. This is about real lives, real fear, and real blood on our hands, as clearly evidenced by the article. That experts in that piece are screaming, the victims are dying, and the government is busy with showboating. This is an absolute disgrace. We need our specialized units back, we need a police force that's competent and incorruptible, and we need it now, before there are no more Olorotomon Gales left to mourn. Our rage is justified, our frustration is palpable, and our demand for justice will not be silenced.